Hello, and welcome to Fallen Dragons. Welcome to the conclusion of our Halloween one shot that turned into at least two. Uh, our playthrough of Call of Cthulhu: The Paper Chase. And as it seems like most one shots do, we only got about halfway through on Halloween, so we're here tonight to see what happens and see what the final state of our players end up being. I'm Mike. I'll be your lore keeper tonight. Um, if you watch the channel at all, you know that I run um, our Fallen Dragon D&D game. And now we'll go around and have our players introduce themselves and the characters they're playing tonight. Let's start to beside me with Patrick.
Hi, I'm Patrick, and I'm playing Professor Mariarchi Triskelt. Cool guy, has a sword cane,
And a radio show.
and a radio talk show.
And then we'll go up to Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. I'm playing Josie Glaze. She is a journalist.
And then over to Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'm playing Frederick Allen, an FBI agent, and all-around big guy. Totally not corrupt. No.
It's not corrupt if everyone's doing it.
No, that just means the whole town is shot. um, so, as we left you guys last time, you were investigating the robbery and possible disappearance at the Douglas residence. Um, Thomas Douglas had had offered to pay you to recover some of his father. I think it's his father's
Thought it was his uncle.
books.
It was his uncle.
Okay, his uncle. Yeah.
Same basic bit.
To recover some of his uncle's books. And he'd also mentioned that they hadn't seen his uncle for a number of days. Um, you had pretty much investigated the estate and not found a lot. Um, you had found a note in the uncle's study that mentioned something about um, the possibility of going reading at the local cemetery. And I believe when we closed last time, you guys were deciding whether you wanted to go to the cemetery or not.
Let's go. It sounds amazing. It's an
Well,
adventure.
it's just a cemetery. What could happen?
Right. I'm sure there won't be any specters. Halloween's over.
I mean,
How
now there's bound to be.
Halloween's never over. Halloween is the one permanent running holiday all year long. It's never over. So you do, however, think since Halloween is over that the cemetery will be less busy. There won't be teenagers wandering around and such, which we all know teenagers love to do on Halloween. So, so are you guys uh, going to hop in
Hop in the
Freddy,
Model T.
hop in Freddy's car and head for the cemetery?
Let's go, gang.
Might as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Let me grab my ghost hunting kit. I grab a big bag.
In 1923, what does that ghost hunting kit consist of?
Rope, salt, couple pieces of iron, a magnifying glass. There is there a tape recorder? Can there be a tape recorder?
I don't think there's tape yet.
No,
I don't think so.
How is there no
because
tape if they okay.
because if there was tape recorders, the journalist would have one.
Yeah, I think they use
Uh,
phonographs for everything, and that takes a little more effort to record on. I'm not certain, though.
And they're not really.
Tape recorder was invented in 1886.
Oh, wow.
When was the portable tape recorder?
Yeah, because the computer was created long before what we knew, but being able to have one and being able to use it was a different thing altogether. Yeah,
Mid 1960s, Philips
yeah,
introduced the battery compact
Mm.
cassette recorder.
yeah.
Hmm.
So gotta wait another 40 years there, Professor.
God, technology is so slow. So I guess a notebook?
That makes sense.
There you go.
Um, a
Which
camera?
that's possible.
A Polaroid camera?
No, that's the mid 60s again. Early to mid 60s again, I do believe.
1948, but you were close.
50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. because I remember when I was a little guy in the mid 60s, my dad having a camera and it was big and clunky and yeah. So
But it printed out the picture right there.
you just had to figure out what the picture was of.
Yeah.
Because those pictures with the strange shadows in the back were really weird. Yeah.
Okay, but a camera is totally doable.
Yeah.
1854 to 1932.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit clunky. So your bag is going to be, you've got a camera, you've got pieces of iron. Your bag's going to be a bit heavy.
Random brick.
To make the ghost.
They call you for these weird model photo shoots. And,
There's a bag of
yeah.
plastic bags. Because,
Oh
comes in
yes,
handy.
cellophane bags. You gotta get your bags in your bag.
Yep.
So, what about the other two of you? What do you bring to this little trek into the graveyard?
Well, I've always got my notebook with me anyway, so I'm ready to go. I'll just hop in the car.
Yeah, I've got a notebook, I've got my badge and identification, that kind of stuff. I will not bring my shotgun with me, but I am carrying my handgun because it's just habit.
Yeah, I've got my handgun. Always have that on me too.
And I'm carrying my shillelagh because I take it with me everywhere. I'd walk with it like it's a cane, but it's just like
Yeah.
something my grandfather gave me and said it would keep me out of trouble.
Yeah. And the fake gift need get you more bribes and shit. You know,
Yeah, and if
people.
I don't get bribed, then I hit them with the cane and
So it comes in handy either way.
yep.
So, why do you not bring your shotgun with you?
Well, I'm just walking into a graveyard. I think it would be a little weird to carry a shotgun into a graveyard without any knowledge that there's going to be like something there.
Grave robbers.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
It'll be in the back seat of the car, of course, but
Ah, so are you dressed in your regular FBI suit and all this stuff, or
yeah, I'm in a suit and tie and I've got a nice hat on.
you guys? It's not actually that late by the time you get there. The sun is just starting to go down over the trees.
Don't
And
catch fire.
You know.
that was that was the professor's spirit alarm. Just as you walked into the graveyard, it went off.
My spirit detector. It's detecting.
Are there spirits here? Oh, it's a graveyard. Of course there are.
Yeah. If there weren't, then you would start to worry.
Yeah.
So Um,
I think there might be spirits here.
the question
Spirits of the long departed.
the question is, are they the ones that have been listening to your radio show?
Definitely huge fans.
Are you sure they're fans? Uh,
With this face, who could resist? It's funny because they have a face for radio.
um, you come into the graveyard being late evening. The gate is actually unlocked and partially open.
Huh. Well, that makes things easy.
Um, and as you walk in, um, a man who is just a little bit older than middle age, um, with a lantern in his hand, steps out from I am attempting to find his name now. He is the caretaker of the cemetery.
Oh, good.
He he asks the three of you upon seeing you, what are the three of you doing here? And in the middle of the evening, no less.
Well, there's a harmless old man who may or may not be on the premises whose family's looking for him. We've been hired to find him.
Uh, um, he says, um, by the way, my name is Melodius Jefferson. I have been the caretaker here for 20 years.
Wonderful to
Um,
meet you, Melodius.
I need one of you to make a charm or persuade roll, whichever you think is better, so that you can see if the caretaker will talk to you.
I'm okay at Charm and Persuade. Is anyone pretty good at it?
I'm pretty good at persuade.
I've got a 50.
I have a 70 in persuade.
Okay, it's on you.
Okay.
Good luck.
Got 70 exactly.
Woo!
Um,
Ties go to the house.
he he's a little um, should we say skeptical when you try to persuade him, but he will talk to you. Um, he says, well, there has been this one old man. It's strangest thing I've ever seen.
That sounds like our guy.
He he walks in the late afternoon and sits down by a grave, by a particular gravestone every day across from that mausoleum over there. And he points to the right and just sits and reads until dark and then gets up and leaves.
Yep, that's gotta be him.
Yeah, that sounds like him. Was he here? Has he been here today?
Uh, that's the odd thing. Today's the first day he's missed in a month.
Hmm. Maybe we should investigate the mausoleum to see if there's anything that he left behind that would tell us where he might have gone.
We should definitely check it.
All right, that sounds good.
He says, be my guest. I'm always here. You need anything, just holler. And he goes back to uh, digging weeds and such.
Thank you for your time, I say. Then I, go over to the mausoleum.
Um, uh, as you do, um, you notice that it's old. It's been worn by weather. Um,
Does it have a name
it doesn't.
or a date?
Or if it had a name, it's been worn off.
Hmm.
Are there any openings?
Well, there are the normal doors. Um, I need all three of you to make a spot hidden roll or a track roll, whichever would be better.
Darn it. I got a 35 out of 25, so I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I got a 94 out of 25. So.
It's all on the
Well,
professor.
Wait for it. Wait for it. I got a 52.
out of what?
Spot hidden, so 60.
Nice.
You succeeded. you notice that there's strange looking tracks around the tombstone uh, that lead over to the mausoleum straight across. Um, they don't look like your average footprints, though. They look like hoof prints.
It looks like there was a large pony going over to that mausoleum. I think we should check it out.
All right, let's open it up.
Okay.
Okay. Which one of you is going to attempt to open the mausoleum door?
Well, I've got a strength of 80, so I think it'll be me.
Give me a strength roll to see if you can do it.
I rolled a 7.
That is an extreme success.
Rip the door off the hinges.
You grab the door and just sling it open like it's a regular household door.
Sometimes I don't know my own strength.
Can you open this jar of pickles for me?
Sure.
Oh.
93, I failed.
You roll a 99 on that. The pickle jar flies out of your hand and nails Patrick in the back of the head. No.
Make a constitution save or die.
I think Patrick would be the only person in recorded history to ever die by being bludgeoned by a jar of pickles.
Actually, there was an accident in a pickle factory where, like a box fell on someone.
Oh, looks like we lost Robin real quick. I'll pause, I guess. Or maybe
Yeah.
I'll just wait a couple seconds to see if she comes back.
Yeah.
Why are you raising your hand over and over again?
I don't know.
Okay.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it makes a little noise and puts up a little icon for me.
Uh,
Alright, I'm gonna pause the recording and we can resume when she comes back.
okay. Hello, we're back. We had a bit of technical difficulty there, but I think everything is okay again. So, when we left a minute ago, you had just thrown the door. Freddy had just thrown the mausoleum door open,
Yeah,
making a lot of noise, and you're probably gonna have the caretaker running over in a second to see what the hell that was, but
Dude, you're gonna get me thrown out again.
again.
again?
I don't want to talk about it. There's a
was-
fine degree between archaeology and grave robbing.
It was the reason for his 5th divorce. What can you say? So, so do you guys walk into the, you just thrown the door open. What do you guys do now?
Yeah, I think we'll head in.
Yeah.
Just stroll in like nothing happened.
Uh, okay. You walk in. The only light is the small amount of light behind you coming in from where Freddy threw the door open.
Oh, I should light a lantern. Do I
I have
have
a
a lantern?
torch.
You have a
I pull a
torch?
torch out of my bag and I click it on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's definitely something I had in there the whole time.
you do that. And about that time, the three of you start getting very dizzy.
The
And,
moment strikes.
and within a matter of seconds, everything goes black and you hit the ground.
Yep. Total party kill.
Um, Let me get back to where that was a second ago. There we go. You wake up. It's not sunset anymore. It's night. It is well and truly night. So you've been unconscious for at least a few hours.
What a great nap.
I check that I still have my kidneys.
From the outside, you can't tell.
Oh, good. There's no obvious scarring.
No, there, you don't notice a large surgery scar, no.
Nothing that wasn't there before.
Uh,
Must have been some
okay.
fumes in this old tomb.
So, what does the journalist of the group do?
Well, I'm not too concerned about my kidneys, but I want to make sure I still have my handgun on me.
All your everybody everybody looks around and their weapons and their belongings are still. Everything is laying on the ground next to you where it fell.
Oh, good.
I
So my gun
pick
is
up.
still in its
Yeah.
holster and such?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um. Although the professor's walking cane isn't where it would have been had he just dropped it.
Uh-oh. Where is it? Is it like rolled across the room? Is it up on a shelf?
Uh, Make me a spot hidden roll.
Uh, I got an 11
Out of,
Wow.
out of 60, and then I'm specialized in it, so 80.
well, okay.
Did I spot it?
You definitely spotted it. You also spotted what was holding it.
Uh-oh.
Um, give me an occult roll.
Uh-oh. Where'd my character sheet go?
It not only took your walking stick, it
Took
took
your
your
whole
character.
character.
It took all of you.
Um, a knowledge occult or a knowledge Cthulhu mythos?
Either one.
Uh-oh.
Well, you, you're a professor, either one.
Oh, uh-oh.
What?
I don't have either. I thought I had moved something to Cthulhu mythos.
So you have 5% in occult.
Yep.
Good luck. Roll a 1.
I got a
And I,
4 and a 1, a 41?
Oof.
No, a total of 5.
Oh.
well, so you know what this thing is. And I will read it to you. Ghouls are loathsome humanoids with rubbery skin, hoof-like feet, canine features, and claws. They speak in what is described as gibberings or meepings. They are often encrusted with grave mold collected as they feed on corpses of the dead. They dwell in a tunnel system beneath many cities, often centered on graveyards or ancient catacombs. They are known to have commerce with witches and those seeking unspeakable pleasures. Dark lore suggests that it is possible for a human who lives among the creatures to transform into a ghoul over a prolonged period.
Hmm.
This is what is holding your walking stick, because it's sitting right beside you. In fact, if you move to sit up, you'll bump into it.
Is it awake?
Yes, it's playing with your walking stick.
Um. Well, hi there. And I guess I grab the hilt of the walking stick and pull the sword out.
It gives you this somewhat confused look. Um, I need sanity rolls from all of you, because none of you have ever seen anything that looks vaguely like this.
A 36.
Out of what?
I don't know.
How much?
82 out of 80.
Uh, you take 1 point of sanity loss.
I got a 41 out of 40.
You also take 1 point of sanity loss.
I'm out of 80. So
Oh, so you're fine.
I think
Paranormal things that this is surprising, but it's, you know, it's not shocking, basically. The two of you, however, are seriously,
Freaked out by that thing.
yeah, basically. And the fact that it's playing tug of war with a professor's walking stick only makes it even more strange.
And I don't believe in shit like this, so like seeing it for myself, I'm not too happy to know that it actually is there.
Yeah,
I totally believe in this and think that the best course of action is to shoot it.
you're a fine specimen of the Ghoulificus ithicus.
so yeah, the
Look at how
professor,
sharp its fangs are
the
as it
professor,
snarls at me.
the professor's trying to bullshit his way through this, because even though he deals in such things, he's never actually seen one. Um, so does Freddy like pull his gun?
Yeah, how far am I from it?
I'd say it's sitting next to the professor.
So like 4 or 5 feet from it?
Yeah,
Okay, so I get a bonus dive to shoot at it. And
yeah,
I'm just gonna unload my gun into it. So I guess that's like 3 shots with the penalty, but I've got a bonus die, so I guess I should just roll them normally.
yeah.
Okay. Got a 24 out of 40,
Okay, that hits.
and then a 34 out of 40,
That hits.
and then a 77 out of 40, so that one doesn't.
The third one goes strangely wide.
Well, I'm a little shaken right now, so it kind of makes sense. So that's d10 damage for each shot.
Right.
Alright, so that's 2, and then 9, so 11 total. But I'm sure it's, got magical armor or whatever, because it's a horrible monster. And I'm just screaming as I do this, of course.
Uh, okay. Give me 1 second.
If the caretaker didn't come to us before, he's coming now. Or running.
Um, there we are. You said you did 11 points of damage?
Yes. That's total, not all at once, so...
Yeah. Um, let's see. Friendly. Ooh. The ghoul is not able to dodge. So 2 out of the 3 bullets hit him, and it does 11 points of damage. You see him fall to the ground or slump over, almost dead.
As it slumps over almost dead, does my sword come free of the scabbard?
Yeah.
I stab it.
Uh, give me a. That would be a
Brawl, I
attack.
think. Fighting brawl.
Yeah, fighting brawl roll. So roll your brawl under your brawl number.
God damn it. I got an 81
Ah,
out of 40.
You missed.
you may not be shaken by this, but you definitely aren't ready to stab.
So what is the uh, seeing all of this commotion and seeing the creature slump over? What does the journalist do?
Um, it is slumped over. Can I tell it's still alive?
Yes.
All right, then I guess I will fumble my handgun out and try to take a shot at it.
Uh,
51 out of 40. I missed.
you fail. Um, at this point, the ghoul attempts to crawl behind the professor for cover.
Probably a good plan.
What do you guys do?
I roll out of the way.
Okay.
I pick up my shillelagh and just run over and bonk it.
Give me a brawl roll and see if your grandfather's gift actually does you any good.
93.
No,
Oh.
I
This
was
is the
hoping.
luckiest ghoul.
I was hoping for a 99. I wanted you to botch, like hit yourself in the head with your grandfather's gift. That would have been hilarious. Okay. So, uh, the professor had rolled out of the way. Um, the ghoul was still breathing, but barely.
I guess I try and smack it again.
It only just now occurs to me that this might be a man in a costume, and I should probably stop trying to kill it until I figure that out.
Um, This is definitely not a costume.
I don't know. I've seen some really good videos, like
And
some hilarious stuff with trains coming at you from, the projector. It's amazing what they can do these days.
so here, with Freddy saying that, what does the professor do?
I stab it.
Okay.
Give me a brawl roll.
Working on it. Uh, 46 out of 60.
You stab it.
I don't know how much a stabbing does.
Um,
I think it's like D8. Unless it's a
it, do-
knife, then it's D4.
it doesn't matter. You did 11 to him. He only had 12 to begin with.
Oh, I'm
So,
tougher
Well,
than a ghoul?
so, so when you stab him, it kills him.
damage.
So, are any of the three of you going to examine this creature?
Definitely.
I'm not getting near that thing.
I start to dissect it with my sword.
I poke it with a stick for sure.
Now, there's something your shillelagh's good for.
Yeah.
You notice something. When you move away some of the sludge and grave moss and such off of the face of this creature, you realize that it's actually Douglas Kimball.
Ah, shoot.
The guy
Wait.
And
we were looking for.
yeah, and it's not a costume.
Oh. So it is a monster, it's just the guy. The guy was a monster.
Well,
Or turned into a monster?
Yeah, he became one at some point.
um, and with that, we move to the conclusion of this module because you have definitely found who you were looking for.
Uh-oh. Well, I mean, no cops are gonna convict us for killing a
Oh,
monster.
oh, by the way, with the shocking realization that this is actually Douglas Kimball, I need all of you to give me sanity rolls.
A 95.
Out of what?
40. Or 39 now.
I got a 53.
56 out of 79.
Y'all are
So,
insane.
so, the journalist is okay. The professor, you got a what?
A 53 out of 80.
You're fine. Freddy, however, takes 6 points of sanity loss and goes temporarily insane and just sort of sits, slumps down against the wall of the mausoleum and goes, I'm an FBI agent. I don't randomly kill people I'm looking for.
This was the man I was supposed to serve and protect.
And you basically lose it for a while.
I pat him on the back and I'm like, good job, man. You killed the crap out of that ghoul.
I'm gonna go
No.
over and tell him, look, it's not like any of us could have known that he would be that. So it's not really your fault. I mean,
He didn't even attack us. What did I
No,
do?
he he was sitting there next to the professor, playing with the professor's cane is all he was doing. And you could have actually spoken to him. He would have talked to you.
Yeah, we maybe should have tried to communicate with the horrible monster.
of course, what we're not thinking about is how did he become that? Because
That,
Hanging out around that. So presumably he's been hanging out in the cemetery every day. Oh crap, we're surrounded by ghouls.
uh, Professor, give me a dodge roll.
uh, 70.
Out of,
I don't I don't think I took dodge. Half dex. 25?
you fail miserably on your dodge roll. Uh, no.
It's right behind me, isn't it?
Not anymore. Now it's on top of you.
You turn, you feel something the back of your neck, like the hair on the back of your neck starts to stand up. But you turn your head and nothing's there.
What?
Uh, um, attack. Um, but after you look around you and don't see anything, you feel a very sharp pain in your head. You take 4 points of psychic damage.
Ah, my head!
And at this point is when uh, the caretaker appears.
I knew he was evil.
He, he's carrying a shovel,
He's, he's the
which he
ghoul.
was in fact carrying earlier. But he looks a bit different now. He looks halfway between what he looked like earlier and what Douglas Kimball looked like when you killed him. But as I said, unlike Douglas Kimball, the caretaker's carrying a shovel.
It doesn't have to go down this way, man. We can walk away, and they'll never know that you are what you are. Who would believe us?
Who would believe anything? We just shot a man dead.
Freddy, make me a dodge roll.
50 even out of 50.
As you're sitting on the ground, you feel the same feeling that the professor felt on the back of his neck. And your FBI instincts kick in and you roll on the ground out of the way. As the shadow is now standing where you stood,
That's creepy.
or where you sat. And it raised a hand and motions for the caretaker to come in. Josie, you being a journalist,
What?
give me a spot hidden roll.
36 out of 25.
Okay. Uh, do you want to use any luck by chance?
Sure.
So, what, that's 11. Mark off 11 points of luck.
Okay.
You see something behind you. It looks like a very crudely dug tunnel. You don't know where it leads. You've just spotted a tunnel behind you. The three of you were so busy with the ghoul that you didn't bother to notice before.
To be fair, it was distracting.
So, this is the scene. You have a shadow standing 4 feet from you. You have a half ghoul caretaker walking into the door of the mausoleum, and you have a tunnel behind you that you don't know where it goes or what's in it. What do you want to do?
I asked the professor if I can borrow his torch and I shine it into the tunnel and see if we can see anything down there.
I
For,
lend her my torch.
for as far as the torch light goes, you don't see anything. It's a very crudely hand dug tunnel.
can I use listen and see if I can hear anything in there?
If you want to get close to the opening and try it, yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. And 62 out of 40, so obviously I do not hear anything.
You don't. Are you going to mention to your two comrades that you found a tunnel?
Yes. Well, I mentioned that when I asked to borrow his torch.
True. So what are the three of you thinking of doing?
Well, Freddy's just gonna book it towards the tunnel because he's out of this place. He doesn't want to be anywhere near here anymore, and he definitely doesn't want to tangle with another person, especially another ghoul. So,
Well, I take off after that guy.
Okay. So you rush past Josie and head down the tunnel. What does the professor do?
I follow him.
So, okay. And I take it Josie follows the professor, or
Well, if we want to get out of here, isn't the front door of the mausoleum a better choice, or is the half ghoul in front of the door, like between us and the door?
he's between you and the front door.
Yeah, okay, then I guess the tunnel's the lesser of two evils at this point, as
He
far as we can tell.
he walked in the front door.
Okay, then yes, I'll follow the other two into the tunnel.
Okay. So, uh, you head down into the crudely made tunnel. And you hear what sounds like hooves behind you, but it's one hoof and then a dragging noise. And you realize that the caretaker is coming into the mausoleum and quite possibly headed down the tunnel behind you.
Uh-oh. We didn't think about that. What if this doesn't go anywhere?
then we turn and shoot him. Well, you guys do. I'm not shooting anyone else anymore.
Well, then give me the gun.
So do you give the professor your gun?
Yep.
Oh, by the way,
Wait, I don't know how to shoot.
I knew I should have taken my chances running for the door of the mausoleum.
I need all of you to give me another sanity check
Of course you do.
for when the half ghoul caretaker walked into the front door.
Hey, 25. I actually passed this one.
73 out of 79.
You take 1 point of sanity loss.
Oh, even with the pass?
No, it's talking to Robin.
Oh, she got 73 out of 79, so she passed by.
Oh, okay, yeah, you passed. I thought
Okay.
it was the other way.
No.
What the professor get? Patrick?
Oh, I got a 74.
Out of what?
80.
Your sanity level's 80?
Has been the whole time.
Okay. So,
I mean, it doesn't go down if I don't fail, right?
yeah, I guess after seeing Douglas, seeing the half ghoul caretaker is like, well,
Yeah.
so, um,
Bless you.
so the three of you rush down this fairly cramped handmade tunnel. Um, not knowing where it goes or what's down, what could be down here.
Probably
What's the worst that
bugs.
it could be?
You don't want to ask that question.
I'm sure this is a perfectly innocent tunnel that goes to perfectly innocent places. I bet some kids dug it to go to their fort.
So you make your way down. And you come to a partially built levee-like barrier. I'd say it was about 3 feet tall. The tunnel, by the way, is tall enough for all of you to comfortably stand in. But what you now see in front of you is a 3-foot dirt barrier. What do?
I guess I start to climb up it.
Yeah.
What would that be? Give me a strength roll to see if you manage to do that.
2.
Yeah. Even though you're not quite as mentally stable as you were when this started, you are still a large, strong, trained person.
Yeah.
And you make it over this levee quite easily.
I got a 48 out of 50.
You struggle, but you make it over.
Yeah, I'll help them up.
I just failed it. I got a 46 out of 40.
Quick, give me your hand. We're on a 3-foot
Uh,
like.
you can give 6 points of luck to make a success and make it over.
Okay, I will do that.
So you mark off 6 points of luck.
Or you could push it and roll
Yeah.
again, and if you fail, then you get a bad fail.
Yeah, I'll use my luck.
And upon making it over the levee, I need all three of you to give me a sanity check.
Oh no.
Alright.
77 out of 33.
Ouch.
69 out of 79.
For somebody who doesn't believe in any of this stuff,
I'm handling it really bad.
yeah. How about the professor?
9.
90 out of what? 80?
No, 9.
9 out of 80. Okay. Uh, all the professor's thinking of at this point is this is going to make a hell of an episode for his radio show over the weekend. Maybe a two-parter, actually.
So how many points of sanity do I lose again?
God. 6. And you just sort of slump against the levee because this is what the three of you see. It's almost looks like a makeshift dining room. There's a large crate in the center with 3 crates sitting around it. There's food on plates on the large crate. What you see is at the head of the table, shall we say, you see a person in tattered, torn black pants, a stained red and black plaid shirt with a trucker cap on his head. But you see skin sloughing off of his face and his arms. And next to him, you see a girl who's dressed not that much different than what you are, Josie. She's blonde. She's got her hair pulled back in a ponytail. But she too is losing skin. Chunks are sloughing off. But the strangest thing, if that's not strange enough, is you see 2 other creatures on the bench on the crate next to them, which the same effect is happening to. One is a bear, a full-size bear,
Oh, great.
and one is a raccoon.
Okay.
And from the stories that the professors told on his radio show, these are zombies. Josie is wondering to herself at this point, how am I handling this better than the FBI agent?
Look,
I
I
think I
like
keep
my
telling
life.
myself it's not really real, that there's got to be a rational explanation for this.
I like my
Whether
life.
there is or not, there's got to be.
I like my booze. I like my time with my wife. I like all of my life. I don't like any of this.
I guess you weren't trained to handle this in the academy.
No way.
There's got to be some rational explanation for this.
Upon seeing this, how does the professor react to it?
The rational explanation is that it's irrational. The world is ending. Ragnarok has come!
And this is the professor
That's
when
the
he
same.
made his sanity roll.
that's encouraging.
Do you actually say that out loud?
Yeah.
The guy and the girl and the bear and the raccoon all turn upon hearing this loud voice.
I mean, no.
It's, it's too late. the the four of them turn and they see the two of you standing there and they see Freddy sort of sitting there half slumped over with his head in his hands. And they slowly get up the way zombies do. And they slowly start to move towards you. What do the three of you do?
Does it look like there's a way out or a way past them?
There's nothing past them. It's solid dirt wall behind them.
Shoot.
Okay, we're outnumbered. We're going back the other way.
Yep.
All right.
4 versus 2. Better to go the other way.
Especially when one's a full grown zombie bear.
Yeah.
Which I would almost want to see, but not really. Uh,
Zombie bear, Care Bear stare.
Care Bear gone bad. Very bad.
Don't Care Bear.
Yeah, really. So, the three of you are standing, and two of you are standing, and Freddy is sitting against this dirt wall. And I'd say the four of them are maybe 10 feet from you. So I need strength checks from all three of you to see if you can make it back over the wall.
32 out of 40.
The journalist is just,
Seven.
she's just having a blast because this is the first real story she's ever been on, and she's just, she's just loving this shit. What?
73 out of 80, so just barely.
So Freddy shakes it off enough to clamber over the wall. How about the professor?
I got a 60 out of 50, and I'll burn 10 luck to get over the wall.
Okay, that works. So you are now over the wall, and oddly enough, as you look back, the zombie couple and their pets turn around and sit back down and go back to having their dinner. They built the retaining wall, and it's their safety wall. If anything comes in to past that, they attack. As long as everything leaves them alone, they're fine. So you guys head back up the tunnel to the main mausoleum room. Um, there's actually nothing here. The the caretaker got tired of waiting for you and went back to digging weeds and such.
And the ghost thing decided to leave too.
There was nothing left for it to draw energy from, so it went back to wherever it lives.
Okay, let's get to that shotgun.
So you think as long as you don't hang around, it might not come back.
Specters. I knew there would be specters. I said so, right?
You
Well, the
you
doorway is
did.
clear now. We can get the hell out of here.
Let's go.
So you rush out of the doorway. Ru- you run to the gate as fast as you can move. The caretaker is back in the original place where he welcomed you to the graveyard, except now he's a full ghoul. And he sees you run past and he picks up his shovel and waves it at you as you run past him. And,
I wave my stick at him as I run past him.
and into Freddy's car.
Jump into the window.
Yeah.
Is there windows on a Model T anyway?
Yeah, there's windows on a model. Wait, I think?
I think it's just, I think the sides are just open above the doors. Uh, if I'm
Oh yeah,
thinking,
you're right.
there are no windows. So the professor just dives through the opening between the door and the rag top and lands with a thud on the back floorboard because he so he lands on the floor. Um, Josie gets in beside Freddie because that's now her favorite spot in the car because she's been there 4 or 5 times now. Um,
I, with a shaky hand, I start up the car and get us moving the hell out of here.
uh, no, now I will go back to the conclusion of this thing. Um, not there yet. Okay. Uh, so you don't bother to um, you leave the mausoleum with the door wide open where Freddy just practically destroyed it. Um, so you head back to the Kimball estate, and Thomas is waiting for you. Um, and he welcomes you into the house, and you sit in the sitting room, and he offers you tea and snacks, and even though it's early in the morning, like before sunrise. So who wants to tell him what
I don't know, man. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I saw.
happened?
Things happened, stuff was seen.
Let the
This is,
journo tell the story.
this isn't telling me whether you found my uncle or not.
Well, about that, the good news is we found him. The bad news is we found him.
He looks at you completely confused. He's like, "What?"
He wasn't exactly him anymore when we found him. I he the professor would probably be able to explain this better, but he had turned into some graveyard thing.
He had hooves, man. Hooves.
Hmm.
And he's not the only one. The caretaker of the graveyard turned into one of those things too. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy to me, but that's what happened.
And there was this bear.
The zombie bear.
Yeah.
And are you going to tell him that what you guys did to his uncle?
Well, I think he was already dead, but we shot him, man. Shot him like 3 times. And then this guy stabbed him.
I mean, he was already gone. It was too late for him. I could tell because I knew about ghouls. Do you want to know all about him? I can tell you all about him. You want to hear all about him, don't you?
At, the, at this time of the morning, I think we will forego on the dissertation of ghouls,
I have a 12-page lecture. It'll only take a minute.
and maybe another time. Um,
I'll send you my paper.
okay. And he is extremely reluctant, but gives you each the $10 that he promised to give you.
$10 for a man's life. Is that really what it's worth these days?
Blood money. You shouldn't take it.
Yeah. Yeah, here. Here, you take it. You need it more, man.
I take it.
Your your wife had better not find out about that.
My wife had better not find out that I shot a ghoul to death. She'd be pretty
Well,
confused.
well, yeah, that too, but you just gave away her
Like
next
$200.
her next shopping trip.
Yeah. Oh, I make enough in bribes. It's fine. I mean, consideration.
You are, uh, and that is basically the end of the adventure. Um, for those of you who've run Paper Chase before, yes, I did something completely different near the end of it. Because once they killed Douglas, I had to go somewhere with it. Because the way this works, the way the Paper Chase works, once you kill Douglas, if you do, the module ends. Uh, I didn't want it to quite end yet, and you hadn't uh, noticed the tunnel. The the zombie trucker, his girlfriend, and the bear and the raccoon come from one of the other adventures in this book. I
Oh, good.
just I just pulled them from it. It's like, okay, you find the tunnel. This is what you find when you get down there. Um, but as a reward, along with your $10 that you got from the Thomas Kimball, uh, you I need all three of you um, to look at your sheet and look at the skills that you successfully used. That means if you made a roll on that skill and it was a success,
Wait, what?
you look at your skill list. Any skill that you used that that you rolled a success on.
I guess I should have kept track of the skill rolls I was making.
There's a place where on your sheet where you can check them off if you make a success, I do believe.
I think
Oh,
the
is
only one
that what that's for?
I succeeded on was shooting a man.
Uh,
I succeeded on fighting, on spot hidden, on that occult roll.
That's true.
uh,
MVP.
uh, so now, for the ones you've succeeded on, I need you to roll a d10.
Okay.
10 for my shooting thing.
6.
So you add 6 points to that skill.
Okay.
Do I add 10 points to shooting?
If you rolled the 10,
Yep.
then you
Great.
roll.
Alright.
The thing he never wants to do again, he just got way better at.
Uh, how about the professor?
I got a 9, a 7, a 5, and a 3.
Add those to the skills. You are now that much better at those skills. Uh,
Yeah, the only other stuff I rolled was like strength and sanity, and those don't get better that way.
Hmm.
I have an idea, but I will let you decide, Josh.
Okay.
How truly unstable did this make Freddy?
So he is currently at 27 out of 40 sanity. So he's pretty far gone, but he's not like.
He's like just above half.
Yeah.
Um, do you think Freddy would have the presence of mind to check himself maybe into Arkham Asylum because of this? Or
Let's see.
do you think it's not quite that bad?
I'll roll his current sanity to see if he's sane enough to check himself in. Oh, yeah. He rolled a 3. So, yes, he's smart enough or sane enough to check himself in.
So, do you think he would do that?
Oh, yeah. After seeing all that shit?
So, does he try to explain to his wife what
He
happened? Or
he says that while he was on a case, he shot a man, and he needs to take some time to get his head on straight again. And this is like the golden era of like insane asylums, so
yeah,
he can go to a really rich ass one, and
well,
that's what Arkham is. It's the richest one in the area.
actually, that's true. Um, so that's what Freddy does at the end of this. Um, what does the professor do after this?
I guess I go prepare for my radio show.
Like nothing ever happened, or
Well, I'm writing up about all the ghouls and stuff.
so you're going to tell this story to all your radio fans and such.
Yes.
And how about Josie?
Well, I'm going to write up an expose on the cemetery over here to submit to my editor.
And do you have any thought that what your editor's going to think of this?
Well, I'm gonna try to put a not too occult spin on it, but I'm just gonna say like there's weird shit happening at the cemetery, basically.
I mean, ghouls eat human flesh, so you could say that the caretaker's been eating people.
Yeah, something like that.
And so after this, you know that you can never go back to the society beat that the newspaper put you on to begin with, because whether you believe it or not, you know that there's something more out there than fancy dresses and bachelor, you know,
Right, this is what I was looking for, the real story.
high society bachelorette parties and all this sort of goo. So what are you gonna do if your editor wants to put you back on that? Because he's likely to after seeing the story right out.
Well, then I guess that I would be looking for another newspaper to work for.
Because he's not gonna believe this any more than you do. Um, well, uh, that's what our characters do after the wonderful adventure they just went on. Um, what did you guys think of your first uh, trip into Call of Cthulhu?
Definitely need to make sure that you have a high sanity to start with.
You know what most people's sanity level that I see on games start at?
What?
40 to 45.
Yeah, I had a 40 and it really didn't work.
Yeah, I started with 80.
Well, even if you put it on 80, depending on how badly you roll, you can still
Right.
mess yourself up.
I'm kind of surprised we all made it out alive.
If you would have turned on the zombies, you wouldn't have.
Yeah, we were smart enough not to do that.
The zombie grizzly bear would have, like, yeah.
Yeah, nobody's gonna see a zombie grizzly bear and say, I'm gonna fight that thing. Mm-mm.
You would have been the latest thing on the crate for dinner. But with Freddy ending up in Arkham Asylum, do you want me to work up something on that?
Sure, that would be interesting.
Would you guys like to wander into Arkham Asylum and see, to quote, break Freddy out and see if you make it or not?
That could be interesting.
What about you, Patrick?
Sure.
Because we could do that too. In fact, we were talking about a holiday thing.
Merry Christmas, you're going to Arkham.
You want to break Freddy out for Christmas?
Yeah. That sounds like a good way to do it.
See, what I'm thinking right off the top of my head is Freddy checked himself in, but they won't let him check out. And his wife wants him home for Christmas. And so she gets a hold of you two to try and get him out.
We could enlist her help and like all of it. She could join us in trying to break it.
And your wife ends up seeing why you checked yourself into Arkham.
Now, Gertie has a really high power in sanity, so she's definitely the sane one in the relationship. So that'd be kind of interesting.
See if it holds.
Yeah.
And 1920s insane asylums, I wouldn't even need Cthulhu monsters to
Yeah.
drive you guys crazy.
Right.
I've seen documentaries on those places. That stuff is nasty.
At least it's pre-lobotomy.
Yeah.
But it isn't pre-electric or electroconvulsive, so...
No. And I could edge the lobotomy a little bit. But combine those with a couple of Cthulhu doctors.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Sunday before Christmas,
Sure.
if we're all
As far as I know.
still gonna be around.
I will be. That'll be the 19th.
I should be.
The 19th.
Yep.
What kind of plans do you have for Christmas, Patrick?
I don't know. I don't
Doesn't
plan that
plan-
far ahead.
Yeah.
So we're thinking the 19th of December. It's the Sunday before Christmas. If you're gonna be here, or if you're gonna be computerly accessible at that point.
I should be, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll probably be working that day.
Are you kidding? They'll have him working on Christmas. The advantage you have, Josh, is school will be out by then.
Yep.
You won't be going to school by then. You'll be on Christmas break.
It'll be great.
Whether you survive Christmas break to go back to next semester mentally stable is another question. But
Yeah.
we'll have fun with that.
Especially because I'll have a roommate then, so that'll be interesting.
Oh, you will you?
Yeah.
You got somebody moving into you?
My ex is coming back to stay for a little while, and then
Oh,
she'll
yeah.
be leaving again.
You mentioned that, yeah. So you can go mentally unstable on your ex-roommate. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
She'll be rushing back out of the country quicker than she thought. So
All right.
you'll probably have to edit a bunch of this 'cause I
Eh.
don't know that you want this on YouTube.
It don't bother me. So, anyway, Please like and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook. Catch us on Twitter. Go to our Discord. All of them are on the screen.
Yeah.
And we're working. Mike is working on getting the anchor set up again.
Yeah, I may have to redo that whole thing. I'm not sure how that's gonna go,
Okay.
but I am working on it. We will have some semblance of a podcast
All
as
right.
soon as I can. Um, anything else people need to know?
Catch us next time for Fallen Dragons, of course.
Yep.
And yeah.
And be sure to watch this and um, of Gunpowder and Brass when they show up on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the of Gunpowder and Brass, it was really good. They got to kill some orcs.
We had 2 combats on that.
Mhm.
2 combats in one episode is rare. That was
Yeah. You
pretty
had
cool.
really lucky rolls, or unlucky, or I'm not really sure which.
Well, we survived, so we'll go with lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we just have to see what we were lucky enough to wander into,
Right.
because those were random encounters. So
Yeah.
who knows?
All right. So it's been.
See you next time.
Yeah, see you next time. Have a wonderful evening and think spooky Cthulhu thoughts. Bye.
Bye.
Hey.